Hey guys, this is my new channel, Frenchie's Hot Space. Frenchie because my last name is French, so a lot of people call me Frenchie. Anyway, I thought I'd start this whole thing, sorry, it's my dog, with a tour of my figure collection. This channel is mostly Hot Toys stuff. I'm kind of in the middle of reorganizing stuff, so not everything makes sense. There's things I'm going to sell. And there's things I'm going to change around, but anyway. So first thing, my favorite figure, well, one of my favorite figure, the BVS Batman v Superman Batman. I just repeated BVS. Semi-custom, customized him because he wasn't quite as bulky as I would think. So I added some bulk to him. You can see how to do that through a few videos. Dean Knight does video. I apologize for my dog. But you essentially bulk out his whole body right here, put in certain stuff. Come on, dog. And this is a custom custom cape from Jackson Shu. I apologize if I pronounce that name wrong. It's like a short wired cape, but it's very nice. This whole area will eventually be, I guess, my Justice League collection. I'm still waiting on a Wonder Woman that I like. And I am getting Flash. I don't think I'm going to get the others. We'll see. But BVS Superman. This guy I really like a lot. But he's one of those... he's one of those I now don't have like a really good spot for him. This is a almost completely custom Joker. Custom head sculpt. MJ Choi? I'm totally messing that up. I'm sorry. But I can look that up later. But custom head sculpt. Body is a smaller body, so he looks a little bit smaller. But overall, I like him a lot. Harley Quinn. And yeah. Anyway, down below that, I'm a big Captain America fan, so I wanted kind of a Captain America dedicated shelf. I actually have a couple other Captain Americas, which I'll get to, but I wanted some other Captain Americas with certain other themed movies, I guess, if you will. Big fan of this new body that they used on the concept Captain America. I have a custom cap that I actually like a little bit more as far as the body goes, but this one can't complain at all. Is Avengers cap, Civil War battling version cap, and then the first Avenger cap in the back there. Probably gonna get eventually the rescue cap, and then whatever Endgame caps come out, I'll probably get those guys too. But for now, those are this shelf worth Captain America. Oh, by the way, this is a display case I really like a lot. I actually can't remember where I got it. It was probably Amazon or Walmart, but it's essentially a circular case. It's really kind of bulky, very heavy, but I like that you can display things in a sort of different way than you can over here without going into too much detail. Some Star Wars here, these guys don't completely make sense, but these were sort of fellas I still am figuring out. Jyn Erso. I'm a fan of this figure, big fan, but you know, the head sculpt isn't perfect, but I really liked the character, and so I kind of had to have the figure. It's the only one from Rogue One that I have. I kind of want the K2SO, still deciding. Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett. Boba Fett is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, so it kind of pains me to put him on the third shelf down. But alas, that's where he's going to be for now. I'm a big fan of my Stormtroopers. I actually have a Stormtrooper tattoo right there. And my Han Solo in Stormtrooper disguise. And I've got one more Stormtrooper on pre-order. TBD on if I keep him. And I finally have one more shelf down here, which is right now just a little spot for my original Mark IV Iron Man to sit. I will eventually sell him because I have the die-cast version. Anyhow, that's that. On to these dudes. So this shelf really doesn't seem to make too much sense, I guess, except for the fact that they're Marvel. The first Ant-Man, he is Still my favorite variation of Ant-Man. I love the retro suit a lot. I haven't been tempted yet to get any of the other Ant-Mans. Mark 1 War Machine is also my favorite Mark 1. The only other War Machine I have pre-ordered now is the new Punisher, little variant comic version of War Machine, Punisher, whatever. I plan on keeping this guy. I might sell him. I'm not totally sure yet. And then this first Black Panther from Civil War is still my favorite Black Panther. I'm not that big of a fan of the new Black Panther stylings, if you will. This one just looked a lot more badass, a lot meaner. So for now, he's the one I'm going to keep. And then one of my favorite Marvel movies, The Winter Soldier. She is not from The Winter Soldier. This is Civil War, Black Widow, but it felt fitting that she be with this group, I guess. So she's going to be here. I think this is the best head sculpt we've had so far of ScarJo. But until they release another one, maybe the Endgame one, we'll see. I wasn't a fan of the blonde version from Infinity War, so I like this redhead version. So this Captain America is somewhat customized. This is almost essentially my second version of Winter Soldier. This is the Winter Soldier stealth with the the Superman from Man of Steel body. So basically I had to remove all the clothing and then stuff the Man of Steel body inside this outfit. So very difficult to do. I was experimenting the first time and I completely ruined the suit. So I had to get a new suit and try again. And I made all the adjustments I learned from my mistakes. And now I have this guy. So right now this, I think, is the best looking, proportionally, Captain America that I have, at least. Rivaled mainly by, honestly, the Infinity War one, which I'll get to, but he will always be in my collection. Big fan of him. Still my favorite Winter Soldier, the original Winter Soldier. I was tempted by the Infinity War Bucky, but this one is still the most badass Winter Soldier, I think, that came out. So for now, I'm going to keep him. Pretty random group right here. Homemade Spider-Man. Love this Spider-Man. He's super posable. I'm not worried about tearing any clothes. He just kind of has a overall fun, I guess, vibe and tone. It's very carefree, so I like him a lot. Ghost Rider, I stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I really like this Ghost Rider. I think he looks really great, especially in the case here. And love the whole fire around the base idea. That was a nice touch from Hot Toys. And then Daredevil, rest in peace, my friend. The show was great. Season 3 was amazing. I think the best Marvel Netflix season yet. Semi-customized the body. I tried to buff him up here, and then I gave him essentially a longer looking neck. So I don't know why they went with such a small body. I mean, I guess Charlie Cox looks small, but I mean, when you really look at him, he's not a small guy. He's pretty ripped, pretty cut. So they should have given him a better body, but whatever. There he is. Still happy to have him. Another random pairing. Love this T'Chaka. I would pair him with Black Panther, but there's a reason. Oh, I didn't explain why I have those guys up there. I'll explain that in a moment. Gotta figure out what to do with him. And then Age of Ultron, Thor. This is my first Thor, and it's kind of my most classic Thor, I guess, now, because my other ones are the Infinity War and the Gladiator version, which are very different. But so I'm gonna hold on to him. He's the only one I have with the hammer. So I gotta figure that out. The whole way I display constantly changes. It's like a struggle. You know, like I stare at these things and I'm like, it's time to change this up. I don't know, something's wrong. So that's why I end up with these random shelves for a while until I figure out what to do. with some of these guys. So the reason I have them over there is because I have this Infinity War shelf. So I kind of figured the top two shelves would be almost a continuation and then almost combine similar characters. So this guy, Spider-Man, he was a gift from my wife for Christmas. My wife isn't exactly a huge fan of my collecting all these toys, but she's also very supportive of what I do. So she doesn't really complain. She might just give me the eye roll every once in a while. But I mean, look, she got me a gift, a Hot Toys gift, so she can't hate it too much. I mean, she's feeling my obsession, so it's her own fault at this point. But Infinity War, Captain America, I think is actually really great. I think this might be one of my favorite tailored suits, even more so than the concept cap. This new leather, I think, works really well. I like it a lot. So he's the only other suit other than that one that I might like more. I know it's old now, but the whole, he looks like Rick Grimes, I get it, but he still looks like Chris Evans to me. Those lips though, those lips are a little bit, I don't know what's going on. He's like puckering them, but I have watched the movie a couple times and I can see where that came from. That is kind of a thing. So obviously this is not the Iron Man from Infinity War. I'm not one of those, I gotta have all the Iron Mens, unlike the Captain Americas. I only want my favorite Iron Man. So the Mark IV is hands down my favorite. It's always been my favorite. So he's gonna be on this shelf representing Infinity War. Going back to this, that's why I have Black Panther. He kind of goes along with Captain America. War Machine, same thing as Iron Man. I'm not going to collect all the War Machines, but he kind of fits in with Iron Man, Infinity War, battling, I guess, I don't know. And then this big space here will be where Thanos eventually goes. I have a space right in the middle, which is where Doctor Strange will go. And then Thor, kind of giving off that pose he had when he jumps up to bring me Thanos. And Star-Lord, you son of a bitch. Anyway, so that's them. I'm gonna jump over here just to complete this whole Infinity War topic. Yondu obviously has nothing to do with Infinity War, but having Yondu without Star-Lord seemed super random, so I decided just to have them nearby each other. Loki, you got Loki, and then you got Thor right there, so that fits, and he's part of Infinity War. And then obviously Gladiator Thor goes with that Loki. So yeah, this is why I sit here. I just kind of stare off and start imagining what works best. And that's why it constantly changes. Don't judge me. This is my main Star Wars collection. This is mostly my Sith, Force sensitive, Jedi, whatever have you shelf. I was trying to get them all on one shelf and somehow I've managed it. This will be where Obi-Wan goes, and then I'll have Yoda flying about, whatever. I haven't been collecting Hot Toys for too long. This guy right here was actually my very first one. He wasn't the first one I wanted, but he was the first one I got. And then it was all downhill from there. It's a very slippery slope collecting toys. I actually started with 6-inch figures, and now I have like boxes full of 6-inch figures that I want to sell, but it sounds like a pain in the ass to sell them. I know, not the most popular figure to have, but I am actually really fond of this Rey. I actually really like her character a lot. I mean, I don't blame the character as much as maybe the writing. Definitely the writing. I think Rey's great. I think she has a lot of potential, and I really like this figure. I saw her in hand at Comic-Con a couple years ago, and I knew I had to have her. My newest figure, Palpatine, he is awesome. I have the exclusive or whatever deluxe with the chair, and my plan was to have the chair here, but the chair is massive, so he would take up this entire space. So for now, he's gonna stand up. He's an old man, but I'm gonna make him stand. And then Return of the Jedi, Luke. This is the first Star Wars I ever saw, so he has a special place in my heart, but I'm not a fan of the open mouth. He's about to talk. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't know why they do that. I actually really like the sculpt from the Luke from Last Jedi, sadly. And Anakin, I spaced his name. He's awesome. He's a really, really good figure. I actually kind of messed with his, I don't want to say messed with him. I posed him quite a bit when I first got him. So I've probably messed around with this figure the most out of all of them. And then Rogue One, Darth Vader. Still my favorite Darth Vader figure. And I mean, he has that badass scene, so it's almost my favorite Darth Vader version because it's the most amazing we've ever seen him, I guess. But I don't know if I'll ever change this version out. I really like it. I like the gloss. I like the tailoring. There's nothing I don't like about it. I'm not a big fan of this crotch, but I've moved past that. This is my non-Star Wars, non-DC, non-Marvel shelf. It's mostly just characters that have been iconic to me in one way or another at some point. And I felt like I needed to have this. Ip Man, not Hot Toys. This is Enter Bay, but really good sculpt. Really like this representation of him, and he came with a lot of accessories. Came with a massive box. It takes a lot of my basement shelf space, but I'm not judging him. This is the classic Predator from Predator, I think it was, not the original. He's pretty good, except this used to fall off constantly and his head falls off. But this mask, the damaged one, it's a lot better, so I keep that on there now. I've always been a fan of Predator, so for now I'm going to keep him. We'll see in the future. Dredd, I hunted this guy down because he was just too awesome to not get. His fingers, you can't really tell. I think I did a pretty good job, but they're very weird. They're like flat and they're all articulated, but not like, they don't bend normally. You have to sort of do it. You have free reign. They're almost like wired. I can't remember, I haven't done it in a while, but they are very wiry feeling. So you had to kind of finesse it. And then underneath this head, actually, I'll take it off. He actually has a nice sculpt. Oh my God. Oh yeah, look, there's his eyes. Oh, he's bald and he's got like a Lego top. So a really nice sculpt and with a Lego top, but it's whatever because I will never display him without his helmet on. So great figure. Very happy to have him. He is I'm on a struggle bus with this guy. I always thought and knew I wanted a Jack Sparrow because I love the first movie, even though this is Dead Man Tell No Tales, whatever it is. Never even saw that movie, wasn't even interested. But again, I thought I had to have this figure, and it's really nice. I mean, you got rooted hair, you got sculpted hair. There's so many details everywhere, little tattoos, excuse me. But I've barely touched him. I mean, I put him on this stand and I haven't even really displayed him. I haven't taken out any of his accessories. I essentially forgot about him. But I got him for free through points on Sideshow. So here he is, but he does take up a decent amount of space because he's got this massive base. I don't know, so I'm gonna keep him for now, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Already saw that. This is my Deadpool 2 shelf, and it's crowded because I'm gonna change things up. This is the new Deadpool 2 Deadpool. I have the first one, which I didn't think I would ever get this one, but I'm happy I did. Massive improvement on the first one. Lots of ways. I'll probably do my own comparison video, just because you know. And I will do a review on this guy. So this is the Toys Era, the Mechanical, aka Cable, but a custom head sculpt by Jin Se-Quan. I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that as well. Jin Toy, I'll say. Really talented guy. I mean, look at that head sculpt. It's really nice. He did a great job. Can be pricey, but I bought it, never looked back, and here he is. Super stoked. And then Where is he? There you are. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I will be passing him on to someone else because I've got the 11 Logan. I wanted the Logan figure, and Hot Toys has decided not to give us one. So I finally got the 11 one that's coming in. I really like this sculpt. I really like this figure a lot. He's a little delicate in some areas. This is also the original one. It's not a knockoff, which I know is prevalent. But yeah, he's good. He's a nice figure if you don't have a Wolverine. And sorry, Tom Holland, don't mean to stuff you right there. I'm trying to figure out where to put him, but there you go, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Looking forward to the next movie. And then these two, for now, are living here. I really like this Mark 1 Ultron. I wasn't planning on getting Ultron, but the detail with all the parts and cabling, it's pretty amazing, honestly. Like it's cool that you can have a toy that's technically broken that looks amazing when it is broken. So I really like that figure. I want to keep him. I just got to find somewhere good to put him. This makes sense since this is the Mark 45. Yeah, Mark 45 from Age of Ultron. I was a big fan of this version 2 version as well, I'll say, of Iron Man. But I'll probably be passing them on. I know it sounds like I'm just gonna sell all my Hot Toys, but it's because I'm starting to lack space here. As supportive as my wife is, I did promise that I wouldn't go beyond these cabinets here. I technically have space for one more cabinet right there. Oh, that's a signed photo from Mark Hamill. I got at Comic-Con, so big fan of that piece. But I don't want to, you know, push the tolerance that my wife has. And again, she's amazing. She's super supportive. She lets me do whatever I want, but you know, I get it. I'm trying to have some self-control, I guess. And then these guys will also be selling on. So first, Deadpool. This was the first Hot Toys I ever wanted. This is what got me into Hot Toys. So I'm kind of sad that I'll be selling him, but again, the new Deadpool is vastly improved. So I have no reason to hold on to him except for, you know, as a memento. But again, lacking space, I could use another shelf for all the figures coming in. And then Rey from The Force Awakens, nice figure. Came with a lot of accessories, but I don't need more than one Rey. I'm not that big of a fan of Rey, so I will be selling her. I don't know if anyone wants this Rey anymore at this point, but there you go. And then I've got, whatever, two of my favorite cars ever down there. So that's pretty much it. The only other thing, I do have my little workspace right here. I do some customizing. I'm not that hardcore, but I am putting together Venom. I just finished painting his sweater to give him that. He's got that really sweaty, dirty sweater going on right around his neck. So I just finished painting that, and so I should have that together in a couple weeks, probably done. And then I've got random other figures around. Big fan of these 6-inch variations of Star Wars. He was, I want to say, the original Darth Vader that came out. They have a new one with a massive, like, Death Star headpiece thing right here. I don't like that one as much. This one's more subtle, but these guys stay displayed because they're pretty awesome. But that's about it for now. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in and checking out this channel. I'll be making more videos later. So until then, I'll catch y'all later.